Let's start here. Disgruntled Massmart workers have downed tools today. They are fighting against changes in their term of employment. They're also demanding better pay. Massmart says it's put contingency plans in place to ensure business is not disrupted. To look at the situation on the ground, I'm joined by our reporters Lindokuhle Xulu in Johannesburg and Ronald Masinda, who is in Cape Town. Lindo, let me start with you. What's happening where you are? What are the workers telling you?
Well, Masejo, picketing is in full swing, as you will be seeing behind me. But I can tell you that these particular workers at this macro store in Woodmead are certainly just out and about, making sure that their voices are heard. We understand that this is a protest pertaining, among other things, the issue of wages. Of course, we have received a statement from the group here that is that is in charge of all of these stores, but essentially saying that according to them, they have taken care of their workers. They have ensured that there is minimal unemployment in terms of the retrenchment that you would have seen happening around lockdown. But we are trying to get a sense now from the union in terms of a response from that statement. This is Ubaba Utumsan Mavuso. Thank you so much, the Regional Secretary of Sakau. Just give us a sense, Baba, of what is happening today. We do understand that picketing is happening, but as far as a statement from the group is concerned, they've taken care of their workers, and I don't understand why you're out and about. Give us a sense of what is happening.
Well, thank you, and we must say that we are not surprised from what the employer says. I think if for that matter it is that they've been taking care of their employees, this is what we're not going to be experiencing. We'll be seeing workers coming out in large numbers, nationally for that matter, saying to the employer, from how you treat us, from how you regard us, we are very much discontent about that. So that is a basic element statement that has to be firstly understood. Insofar as to say, when the employer says we are treating the staff well, but what will make the workers to come out? It can't be correct that one will say, I'm treating staff well, but workers are out. Workers are out because they're not happy.
You are disputing that statement from the employer then to say that they've been treating their workers quite well. There were minimal retrenchment and all of that. Give us a sense of that then to say, what is it that workers are complaining about? What is it that has been perpetual in terms of the complaints from workers that has been coming to you as a union?
Look, for starters, and of importance, this has to be understood. We started to engage with the employer for quite some time, starting earlier this year, hoping that issues that we as a union that we're able to put to the employer, in that they need to address them, they're going to address. One of which is a question of introduction of working conditions unilaterally, downgrading of working hours from 195 to 120 hours. Introduction of multitasking in the workplace. Those are the critical areas which at the time when we were discussing with the employer, our hope was that the employer was to come at play and ensuring that such matters as they were raised, they were going to be addressed. And they went as far as in the month of March, we further engaged the employer in the form of a 3-day strike, submitted a memorandum to its head office in Sandton, hoping that they were to come back to us, provide some solution into all those areas, but nothing up to this far had happened. And I must also indicate that it is important for the public to understand that even the CCMA came in that regard to try and intervene through Section 150. But from time to time, whatever that the management will be coming back to the union with will be demands which were going to disempower the workers from exercising their rights, wherein they were saying on us, in order for the discussion to take place, the union will have to withdraw the right to strike. If that had to be the case, it means therefore that these workers will be not today engaging in this particular event, in this particular scenario of displaying to the management that we are not happy in the manner how you treat us, and being not happy in the manner how you treat us, now we want you to take us seriously moving forward.
Just as the last one from myself, the issue of the strike, the effectiveness of it, are you in fact satisfied around that? Because Massmart has in fact hired some staff, contingencies have been put in to ensure that shopping takes place, as you would have witnessed, that shoppers are actually able to shop. But obviously you would have been trying to use Black Friday as well as the festive season as some sort of leverage to actually get management to speak to you about some of the issues you've mentioned. But it seems that from their side, it's all systems go and that they are working as they had promised some of their customers. What is your sense in terms of the effectiveness of this strike?
Look, Massmart is a big company and it can employ its own spin doctors to come and propagate whatever that they might want to see the public as though everything is normal. I think it cannot be normal for as long as we are having employees coming out displaying this type of an anger towards the employer. That is number one. Two, you cannot substitute experience with workers who have just been obtained from elsewhere to come and do the work. That is one, a second element. But the third one that I want to talk to, the events that are taking place, it is not just here in Makro, but we are talking of Massmart at the national level. These events, they have an impact to the employer insofar as to cripple its economy. Because wherein if workers that are having this enormous experience, having to be there with the employer, the type of the training which the employer provided to them in terms of giving service to the customers, certainly customers as they enter the store, that is what they want. So there is no way that the employer could be saying everything is normal. There is nothing normal other than to say that it's a PR exercise that they are putting there so that they can confuse the public, make the public to appear as though on their side everything is normal. There's nothing normal.
All right, let's leave it there for now in the interest of time. Thank you so much, Babutumsan Mavuso, the Regional Secretary of SACAO, just giving us a sense of some of their disputes, some of their efforts in trying to engage with what they call management. But more than anything, they do say that as much as there would be contingency plans, they will not be effective in terms of giving the same service that they as experienced workers have been giving in terms of the Massmart Group.
All right, let's take you to Cape Town where Ronald Masinda is now. Ronald, of course, a lot of companies would say that COVID-19 hit them hard, but Massmart is one of those companies that started seeing trouble before this. So what are workers there telling you?
Good morning, Maseko. Well, throughout the course of the morning, we visited several Massmart stores. Earlier on, we were at the Macro in Ottery where there was a very poor turnout. And what we heard from SACAO was that the poor turnout was due to the intimidation workers had received from management, where we are led to believe that management had sent out letters stating that should workers be part of the strike, that they could face the possibility of losing their jobs. We also visited quite a number of jumbo cash and carry stores. One in Epping is the one that we are in now, where there's more or less about 40 to 50 people at the current strike. Many workers here saying that they want better working conditions. We do know that this is one of the bigger jumbo stores in the Western Cape, where quite a number of shop owners come here to buy their various products. We are joined by a couple of employees to tell us more. Sisi, thank you so much for your time. Why did you decide to be part of today's strike?
Abantu belapha ndibe ipart strike indlela esiphethwe ngayo apha ngaphakathi. Kune discrimination. Why ndisithi discrimination indlela esiphethwe ngayo apha ngaphakathi? Si under uMassmart. Kodwa xa kufuneka sinyuselwe imivuzo sisonke aba bantu ezi company zi under uMassmart. Uyafikela thina siniko ma 300 oCambridge baniko ma 100 rand ezinye zinikwa imali eless Macro bafumana imali like imali esingaphezulu kunezethu. That is benza ngoku si undermine nesizi workers zizinto esikhalazela zona ezo nempatho esiphethwe ngaphakathi. Umzekelo ndiqale kule company ndiyicleaner ndanyuselwa ndenza ipricing ekube ndinyuselwe ndenza ipricing kodwa ndiyanyuselwa again ndiza kusebenza as reception andinikwa mali. Funeka ize ndiyifumane ndifayithe ndibuza lo muntu ebekule post nithi ipost mosleni ndifake kuyo utheni ndingabhatalwa ngoba lo muntu ebebhatalwa kule post.
Sisibathini abaphathi benu?
Abaphathi bethu into abayenza bavese bathi ayikaphumi ipost linda while you are there. Funeke ulwe izoba ufumane la incentive yoba laa muntu ebephangela mawufeyile amali ebeyipeyi funeka uzilwele ayikho kumntu okwazi usinceda kiba ngulo sakhawu unesikwazi usakhawu xa kukho ingxaki nguye kosincedayo usibona siphume siphandle sikhalaza nje sikhalazela into ezinjalo bhuti.
All right. That was Sandiso Thomas saying that she's been working here at this jumbo store for the past 6 years, and she started out as a cleaner, but she feels that there's been very little growth. She says that the management here has made empty promises to her, and that there's also allegations of discrimination. I'm going to bring in another worker to the conversation. Cheslin, thank you so much for your time. What are the issues on the ground? How have you sort of tried to address these issues with management?
So there were many discussions with management on unilateral changes with Sakau. In a nutshell, these Americans, which is owned by Massmart, Walmart, they are not recognizing us as the union, as stakeholders of this company. And with that, it comes with down variations of basic conditions of employment, selling of stores, unilateral changes, not recognizing, doing things without talks with the union. For one, there was one of our jumbos this year closed. It was first section 197. One morning we just came to the store, gate was closed. No more jumbo Philippi. Basically, in a nutshell, we are telling these Americans that there is a constitution in South Africa, that you need to abide with this constitution governed by.
All right. Before I let you go, Massmart has raised concerns saying that some workers may have been forced to be part of this protest or strike. Are you one of them?
No. I can tell you that here, across here inside the store, there is workers which suppose that wants to exercise their constitutional rights here outside. But letters was going out, I think, more than 2 weeks now, telling members that if they do go out and exercise their rights, they will be disciplined or even lose their jobs.
So you're saying that you received that from management here?
Yes. Yes.
Well, those are the allegations on the ground, Maseko, and this is not only the only store that we heard such allegations. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the macro in Otterway, only around 9 people featured in that strike, but people have vowed that there will be more numbers should there be no bargaining between the union and the management, or no agreements should be reached, that there will be more people who will be part of the strike.
All right, Ronald Masinda out for us in Cape Town and Lindokuhle Xulu in Johannesburg on that Massmart strike. Now.